Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, home to the Harrisburg City Islanders and Skyline Sports Complex. Tonight's game, Pittsburgh Riverhounds come in for USLPro action. They have a record of 2-4-3 on the season. Harrisburg with a record of 1-3-2. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Edwards along with Larry Julius. Tonight, this should be a barn burner. It's a hot one tonight. That's going to have a big effect on the game tonight, Larry. It's in the high 90s.
You know, absolutely smoking hot tonight. Walking the field before the game, the field itself is in great shape. There's a little moisture in the one corner. Tonight's game is going to be one of those games where both teams are dealing with similar records, Chad. Both very physical teams, both coming off a very tough weekend. So tonight is going to be a very, very good game for us to watch.
Now with the heat, the big thing that both teams need to look at is really who's going to keep their shape and be able to keep the legs under them with this heat and not cramp up.
Absolutely. I mean, what you're going to want to do tonight is stay very organized, stay connected. You want to put yourself in a position to not over-chase unless you really have to. Pressure at the right moments, make sure you're organized, make sure everybody's communicating, minimize the amount of useless running. And I think tonight the team that does that will be the victorious team.
Well, with this heat, Harrisburg also comes in with some injuries and also 2 red cards in the last game, and that's really going to play a little bit of an effect on them tonight as well.
Absolutely. Talking to Coach Betcher before the game, they lost their starting central mid in Jason Pelletier, lost their outside back in Barros. The unfortunate side is both of them were unwarranted, according to what Coach Betcher said, and so that impacts how they're going to play tonight. They have to bring 2 players in, play players out of character tonight, and we'll see how they adjust.
So Pittsburgh has a few injuries as well, so they'll be starting some fresh new players. We'll see how that affects them. Stay with us. We got all the action coming up right here on Invica Sports. It's USLPro Soccer next.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of TechQuest Pennsylvania. We started TechQuest Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
Welcome back to the Skyline Sports Complex. We're getting ready for kickoff here for tonight's USLPro matchup from the Skyline Sports Complex. Larry Julius and Chad Edwards. It's going to be a good one here, Larry. It's a hot one, but I think we're in for a good game here tonight.
Well, you know, Chad, as we said in pregame, you know, these are 2 equally matched teams, and organization shape will be the key factor in whether each one of these teams get a win out of this game.
So looking down the lineups here, let's take a look. Chase Harrison, who had that injury against Charleston over the weekend, is going to get the start for the Islanders tonight. Also getting the start is Dustin Bixlers, Jeff Blows, Thayer, Umbiji, Schofield, Hodgkins. Welker is going to get the start. They weren't sure on him with the injury, so that means he's going to fill that midfield position there most likely here, Larry, today.
Well, again, you're going to have to keep an eye on him. I mean, it's intelligent to start him, get what you can out of him, and when you go to make your changes, hopefully you can get a half out of him. Maybe you can get 70 minutes. But he's been playing very well for them, Chad. He's one of the rookies this year. He's done an excellent job for the City Islanders. He's very versatile. You know, he's come up through the Harrisburg ranks in youth soccer, playing for multiple different clubs in the area. And, again, it's great to see the local players on the field playing at the professional level.
Other starters tonight for Harrisburg: JT Noon, Jose Angulu, and also Anthony Calvano. So that's your starters tonight for the Harrisburg City Islanders. For the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, starting at goal is Hunter Gilstrap, and also in front of him will be Katish, Flunder, Gray, Fondi, Kumalu, Tuttle, Rolko, Apia, Cutney, and Chad Sievers, of course. Many of you from Harrisburg will recognize that name. A few years ago, Chad was here, one of the key players up top for the Harrisburg City Islanders. He's in the lineup getting the start up top here tonight for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Coming in tonight's game, as we mentioned, 2-4-3 is the record for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and for Harrisburg, 1-2-1. The first meeting, Pittsburgh took this one by a goal of 1-0 in that first meeting. So this is Harrisburg's chance to see if they can't strike back here and even it for the season so far.
They need to, Chad. I mean, they can't allow the season to continue to stay on an even keel or even sink any more than what it is. I mean, they need to start getting some wins and put the ball in the back of the net.
Right off the bat, ball sent down in that one. And a new person in the lineup. Of course, we haven't seen it all this year. We saw him in just about every game the last few years on the Islanders. Jeff Blows getting to start that left back position, I should say.
Well, again, Chad, you know, we're talking about versatility, and, you know, Jeff has been very versatile for the Islanders over the years. You saw him on top. You saw him in the middle as a ball winner. You've seen him in the back. And, you know, with the key injuries, now you're seeing him in the back again.
Here's Angulu for the Islanders, loses that one. Going to be tough here tonight trying to see these numbers. It's really light gray on a white jersey for Pittsburgh. And so it'll be, we'll do the best we can to try and get the names called for our visiting players, as well as we like to try and promote both teams the best we can.
Sure.
Young players out there living out their dream and try and give them the exposure we can here on Invica Sports. So throwing on the far side of the field, boy, it's going to be awful hard. There's no numbers on the shorts either, Larry. So
I was looking at it earlier. The only thing that gives you any sort of hope is that it's a little outline, or it's a low or a number in behind the light number. So maybe when the sun goes down and it's not beating on them like it is, maybe we'll get a better visual of it.
Far side of the field, here's some BG with it now, and BG will lay it back. Comes back for Jeff Blows. The Islanders starting to build out of the backfield now. They'll switch it up to this near side. There's Welker. Actually, Welker is going to get the start in the back, Larry. Talking to Coach Betcher beforehand, he had talked about if he got him, he was going to try and put him in the midfield with that injury that he has, but decided to put him there, and Schofield is in the middle of the field instead, as Calvano has it now. Tries to leave it for Schofield, nothing there. Here's Sievers with it now, has a nice run down that side by Gray. Holds it up now, and they'll play it in the back here. Flunder will send it across. Rolko switches it to the far side of the field. Not a bad crowd on hand. It's a very, very hot night tonight. So we'll see how the crowd starts to thicken up as the night goes on. Of course, a lot of players here tonight with their team. So nice to see a lot of the young players out watching tonight's game. Ball driven deep here, trying to run onto it. It's going to be too far, though, for Matt Tuttle. And we'll have our first goal kick of the game here for the Islanders.
You know, it's going to be interesting, Chad, to see which team really wants to try to step on the gas pedal early on in the match. I mean, with the heat as it is and the humidity also very high. And again, we just touched on a little bit early in the game. There's a little bit of moisture in some of these pitches, part of the pitches, and it has an odor to it. I was walking the field myself, almost almost like a stench, you know, and it almost, it's hard to get your breath around that.
Yeah,
I can't really explain it to you.
It's a little moldy from the amount of rain that we've had. It's got that moldy smell, which which also makes it soft. It's almost like I'm trying to think of the type of moss. It's almost mossy, you know what I mean? Like the moss that grows on a rock. You see it out there. It's very spongy, and it'll be interesting. The field is cut nice and short, though, again, which is nice to see here on the island, but with that sponginess, it doesn't mean the field's going to be quicker.
Right, and you know, and again, walking it prior to the game, and they did aerate it as well.
Here's Noon with it now, and leaves it outside for Angulu. Angulu to the side of the net, pulls it up, shot. That's a handball inside, and there's going to be a penalty shot here, as that just goes off the hand of the defender on the far side. Can't see the number, but Angulu
And a straight
almost
red card.
lost that ball inside.
Straight red card.
Oh, they did give him a red card as well.
Straight red card. This is going to change the complexion of the game. 3 minutes into the match.
Yeah, it looked as if it was an, you know, and we'll have to wait and see. It didn't look like it was an intentional. Yeah, see, I don't think that was an intentional.
No.
So I don't know if it deserves the straight red. But either way, I mean, that's the way the ball's going to go. Is that Cutney on the far side? Can't see who it is that they're ejecting from the game here. So either way, this is a big, huge turner for the game here for Harrisburg. And now, you know, for Pittsburgh in this heat, and we talked about it early on with Coach Justin Evans, that whatever team can keep their shape is the team that's probably going to win because of this heat. Now this changes the whole complexion of the game for them.
It does, Chad. I mean, that's an absolutely horrific call. You know, 3 minutes into the match. It's evident that he tried to lift his thigh into it. His arm's attached right there. You know, very, very bad call. I mean, that's gonna kill Pittsburgh.
So it's Louis Rolco, and he's a midfielder for them. So over the ball to take the penalty shot here for the Islanders will be Jose Angulu. Angulu's the player that took the shot that hit the hand of Rolco. So again, this is a big, huge defining moment here for the Islanders. If they could take a lead here, they can, I don't want to say cruise through, but at least you know, take a look at changing their game plan a little bit more and not have to worry so much about that first goal.
This is going to change the complexion no matter which way you look at it. Now they're down a man. Even if they were to miss the PK, it's, you know, there was absolutely no need for that call.
Angulu takes the shot, places it in top left corner. 1-0 Harrisburg in the 5th minute, 6th minute I should say.
There had to be at least 3 minutes of stoppage in there. It was at the 3-minute 36 mark when they issued the PK. 3 minutes go by before they even issue the PK. There's going to be 43, 44 minutes in the an extra 3 to 4 minutes, I should say.
And here you see on the sidelines here, Coach Justin Evans is very upset over this, and rightfully so. And there's a nice shot there by Angulu, and just a beautifully played ball. So now, as a coach, Larry, I'm going to make you put that hat on. Now what do you do? It's so early in the game. How do you, I mean, Pittsburgh was coming out in a 4-4-2 lineup. Now what do you do?
I doubt much is going to
change.
Up top? Yeah, I doubt much is going to change. They're going to play a 4-4-1 and try to find a high target, or they're going to go to a 4-3-2. It may be a flex where they start with the normal 4-4-1 and then they open up and then it goes to a 4-3-2 when they go to an attack. They have no choice to compete if they don't do that, to be quite frank.
And right now, Pittsburgh doesn't need to. There's no panic. You know, you don't need to go into panic mode. I've watched plenty of soccer games at all levels that a team loses a player and still comes back and wins 3-1.
Well, generally,
you know,
generally, Chad, you're right. I mean, generally, what ends up happening is you get a little bit more energized. You know, you're frustrated because of the call. You get a little more energized. You come back, you work. But you know, with this heat, you're asking these guys to do an awful lot, and you know, we'll see how Pittsburgh responds. That's going to be the key at this point in time, and they got a fairly deep bench. You know, if he has to substitute the max amount of subs, he probably will. I'm sure he will come halftime.
And keep those fresh legs out there as long as he can.
Absolutely.
Harrisburg is also, we got to remember, Harrisburg's beat up. They've got some players out there that haven't had much playing time. They've got some young players out there, their first season as well. So, you know, making sure you use your bench wisely for Pittsburgh could be just all they need.
And again, I think now they should be thinking, let's tie this game up, and then we'll sit and then we'll try to bunker.
Push now while you got the legs and you got everybody working hard and see what happens from there. Tuttle on this near side, taken down by Hodgkins. It goes out of play. They'll have a throw in here for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We should mention that our referees for tonight, the center referee is Ian Baumgard, and the first referee is Kevin Klinger. The third referee is Dan Richmond, and our fourth official on this near side is Brandon Smith. Welker in the back now for Harrisburg. This near side for Noon. Noon looking, quickly gets it ahead for Angulu, and that one's going to be over the head of Hodgkins. And there's the, you know, not to bring up the last game, I know it was a sore subject, but that was the difference in the type of game we saw from Orlando. That ball would have been played right to the foot of that player on that touch line, and they would have been moving forward. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you know, and you know, we've seen enough games here in Harrisburg where Harrisburg's quite capable of being able to do that, Chad.
Absolutely.
And it's just a matter of doing it. Now, what Orlando brought to the table was a lot more pace than what they have seen, and that pace forced Harrisburg out of its comfort zone. Right now, if Harrisburg's smart, they'll keep the ball. They'll move the ball around. They'll take educated chances. You know, they'll advance when they have to, but for the most part, they're going to force Pittsburgh to run.
To chase.
Fatigue them. Chase, yes, absolutely. And put them in a position where now they have to do all the work, and Harrisburg can just methodically move the ball around the pitch, keep it, and pull them out, pull them away, and then just walk to goal. I mean, that's really what they're going to create. And they're doing an excellent job at the moment of stringing 5, 6, 7, 8 passes together, which is what they need to do against Orlando, which they are now doing here.
Exactly. So right now, Pittsburgh needs to put together 3, 4, 5 passes of their own, see if they can't punch one through, try and get at least a shot or two on goal and get a little bit of that confidence built up and try and get back into this one here and, you know, try and, like you said, score early here, and then they can sit back and not expend so much energy trying to do it later in the game.
Well, and again, their objective now is to get that goal back, try to even the playing surface up. Then I'm pretty sure you're going to see them fall to a 4-4-1 and see what they can pull. And again, at the moment, that's what they're doing with just Severs up on top by himself.
Jeff Blow swings this one to the far post, too far. But that was a nice build-up by the Islanders, but a goal kick here for Pittsburgh.
Scoring on your own goal.
There you see the goaltender for Pittsburgh, who's had 5 shutouts here this season for the Riverhounds. Hunter Gilstrap. There's Gilstrap out of Lexington, South Carolina. We've talked about some of the players that have had some experience in the MLS here with the Islanders. Of course, JT Noon, I should say. And on Pittsburgh, they've got a few as well that have come in with some experience at the MLS division. Not in the lineup yet. He will be one of the subs coming in is Jason Yeasley. And he's from Allentown, PA. He had a stint with FC Dallas. And also out of South Africa is Boise Kumalu. And he played the last 2 seasons with DC United. And then Sammy Ipia, he played a few seasons with the Dynamo as well. So they've got some experience out there as well at the MLS division, which we'll have to see if that helps them out here tonight as 2 of those players in the lineup here tonight as well.
It's possible. I mean, I guarantee he's going to go through his deck of cards and find out what he has that he could pull out that can impact this game if the game stays the way it is. I mean, they're obviously going to play a man down the entire match. So it's going to be a really good coaching challenge for him to find a way to be an impact and to affect this game. Because outdoor you could get away with 1 player down as much as you could. Now indoor it was very difficult to try to compete, almost virtually impossible to compete 5v4. But you have the opportunity here to potentially stay in this game. The only problem is, again, you're dealing with 97-degree heat. You're dealing with playing down a man from the 3rd minute of this match. And you're putting yourself in the position right off the gun, being down a goal.
So we're in our 12th minute of play here, 1-0. Larry Julius and Chad Edwards, happy to be calling all the action for you here tonight from the Skyline Sports Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. To all of our viewers watching on USL Live, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying. If you're a City Islander fan and if you're a Pittsburgh fan, I know probably a little disappointed, but I hope you're enjoying our coverage here tonight. It's a beautiful night. I tell you what, it's warm out, but still with all the rain we've had, it's just a fantastic night here in central Pennsylvania. Here's Hotchkins with it now for the Islanders. He'll just punch it out to Ngulu near midfield. Ngulu still with it. Leaves it for Hotchkins. A little too light on the pass. Comes back to him. Jason sends it ahead. Schofield trying to send Ngulu on that one, and the Riverhounds will gather it back in. Gray will stay with it. Sends it to the far side. Again, still having a hard time with these numbers. I really would like to be able to be calling a few more of these players, but haven't had a chance to see some of the numbers up top. It looked like there was Caddick maybe had the actually looked like Matt Tuttle rather up top there trying to get the shot off. So the first corner kick of the game here for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
This is going to be one of the best opportunities for Pittsburgh to score is on restarts, whether it's corner kick, whether it's restarts from outside the 18. And, you know, this is probably going to be their most effective manner to score tonight.
That was a great through ball there to send the player in on goal. They just, I think maybe he held the ball a little too long. He should have let that go a little sooner and maybe look for a rebound from Chase Harrison. But either way, they were able to get a build-up. They got a shot on goal. That's all positives they can build off of moving forward with just 10 men. Noon with it. Here's Schofield. Leaves it for Calvano now. Harrisburg, like you said, starting to put some passes together, stretch this defense, make them run. You can already see some of the players are really starting to slow down out there with this heat for both teams. But, of course, Harrisburg has a little bit more in their step, having the 1-goal lead off the penalty kick in the 6th minute. Of course, getting the straight red in the 3rd minute was Louis Rolco for Pittsburgh. And they're going to have to play a man down here, and Harrisburg knows all about that after the last game playing 2 men down in Charleston. Ball down inside. Severs with it. Severs is going to be called off sides. Harrisburg with a free kick.
You know, Harrisburg is starting to move the ball a little bit, and again, they don't need to be in a hurry to go anywhere tonight. They can move the ball. Now, the flip side of that is they also want to have an appealing game for the fans.
Absolutely.
You know, the better they play, obviously, the more it's going to draw people in. So there is a caveat to that. I don't know if necessarily, you know, to get the result is obviously their objective. Do they have to go flying to the goal? They don't, but they don't want to put people to sleep either by just knocking the ball around. Although we may understand that and we see it, they don't necessarily want the people in the stands to start taking a snooze. So they certainly want to put the ball in the back of the net. It would be a good game to get a little confidence together. They're not stupid. They do know that they're up a man. But again, this is an opportunity to use it as a training tool as well.
So here's Pittsburgh starting to put some passes together here. Harrisburg doing a good job of pushing out and playing high on that defense as well, shortening that field, having that extra man inside to try and chase the ball down. Flunder with it, sends it to the far side. Pittsburgh looking to try and drive one through. They do. 2 players come together in the middle of the field. It's Chad Severs and also Andrew Welker. No call on the play. Calvano on the near side now. In for Noon. Noon back for Calvano. They'll start to just stretch this field out. Chad Severs doing an awful lot of running up top chasing this down.
Well, if he continues at that pace, he'll be one of the first ones to come in the second half.
Well, Fondy on the far side is doing the same thing. It looks like they're playing 2 up top, and they've got Severs and Fondy doing a lot of chasing up top. And Pittsburgh, or rather Harrisburg right now, is doing a fantastic job of just stretching this field out.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
playing the touch lines, moving the ball. Oh, a nice touch through. And again, here's Noon with it. Has blows overlapping, checks up. Has Angulu, plays it to his feet. Nope, that one intercepted. Ahead for Severs now. Here's Fondy with it. Fondy trying to work through, looking for an open man. Gets it outside now for Tuttle. Tuttle waits. Now sends it through. Here's Fondy with it again. Plays it down in this time for Gray, and Gray sends that one across. Nothing there. It'll be gathered in by Jeff Blows, and now Mbiji plays it ahead. So a nice, again, couple passes there. Good looks to the outside for Pittsburgh. Nothing on the end of it as Harrisburg able to defend against that cross.
Dangerous ball. Square balls in the middle part of the pitch. Often discouraged at the youth level. Always discouraged at the professional level. I don't like them simply because they're a hospital ball for the guy who's going to receive it. It's a ball that you're willing to take the risk on because it's a flat ball, and you win it, you're able to increase your numbers going forward. Just a ball that often at the youth level we completely discourage, and certainly at the professional level I would never encourage it.
Has Harrisburg changed their lineup? They started with a 4-3-3. It looks like they've just got one up top. They're just letting Angulu move around up top. Looks like they've dropped an extra player into that midfield or two just to kind of clog it up and control and move that ball a little easier and keep running Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is leaving Angulu high when they go in the defense. They're leaving him high, and the other 2 are dropping off. But when they go in the attack as they are now, they flex the other 2 forward and stretch the pitch out. Here I would probably be pushing Hodgkins out even wider. Get him on the touch line as wide as you can get, force them to open up, because Pittsburgh, each time they advance, they have to advance a man out of the back into the midfield, one of the midfielders up, to kind of create that appearance of a 4-4-2, even though it's a 4-4-1, or in this case it goes into a 4-3-2.
And that way and it gives Harrisburg that odd man rush if they could do a quick turnaround as well because of that.
Yep. And again, they could take advantage of that.
Here's Noon, cracks one, and a nice save there. It was right at Gilstrap.
And it's not to say that they won't, Chad. Again, they don't have to. It's not to say that they won't at some point start to open this game up and really start to string things together. Again, you want to make it an appealing to the fans. I mean, even though they're up 1-0 and their objective is to get that result, you also have to realize too that they're playing to attract. And
exactly.
You're beating somebody 2, 3, 4 goals. People are saying, wow, I want to go out and see these guys play. It's exciting.
Exactly. Flunder trying to put a head on that one. It kind of bounced funny off the shoulder and then off his arm. So a handball and a free kick in a dangerous spot on the field here. I'm not sure who's going to take this. It looks like Angulu will be over the ball. Jason Hodgkins is there as well. Want to swing this one near that 6-yard box, near that far post, let everybody drive onto it. Going to set up a 3-man wall here for Pittsburgh. Be a good opportunity if Harrisburg could punch this one into really putting it in cruise control at that point.
Again, good lefty on the ball. He's got a great left-footed strike.
Hard low drive, nobody crashing the net there though, but the ball was also played too far inside. Made it easy for goaltender Gilstrap to gather that one in, Larry.
You know, absolutely, but that shot was weak. I mean, he's got a good left foot. You got to hit the ball. You know, we would often use it at the youth level, saying, you know, don't use your mother's purse. You know, we use it as in jest. And right there, he uses mom's pocketbook. He didn't even use it as a purse. He's got to hit the ball.
We're at 20th minute, 1-0 Harrisburg. Let's hear from some of our sponsors at this time.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Ball played back for Bixler here. Thank you to our sponsors, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, for helping bring in you all the City Islander action this season on Invica Sports, and of course USL Live, as well as Dauphin County and the Dauphin County Commissioners. Reminding you to recycle and take advantage of the Dauphin County Recycle Center. And Schofield, boy, looked like he was on from there, Larry. I'm not sure. He may be a step off.
Yeah, my angle, I thought he was off. I thought he was off right away. A little
Did you?
again,
Okay.
again, I would probably go back to saying, you know, they're moving the ball methodically, but very slow.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. It's got to be a ball in, boom, flip them right through, and that's where our David's trying to time it, but it was just a slow-paced ball. You know, even though the grass is cut short, Chad, I will say the grass is short, but the grass is thick, and when you have grass this thick, it needs to be super short. I mean, this is probably at about 2.5 inches. You know, in all fairness, it should be closer to 1 3/4 inches. And their concern here on the island is that if they cut it any shorter, that is suspect of disease.
Right.
And there's fact to that. But then again, at this level, you just can't play on this kind of grass for these guys to really string it around quick, or you got to put a little bit more mustard into your pass.
Yeah, and part of that sponginess we talked about early in the season is probably what they're worried about.
And that's true.
Because it absorbs the water and holds it for so long.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at this as you see Schofield. Late tackle coming in. Didn't really look like he got him, but it was sold well by Schofield. But either way, it was a late tackle. So good call by our center official Ian Bongard. Ball goes off on the far side.
But again, Chad, sorry. But again, what kind of pass was that in there? It was a square ball. So that's an invitation for a defender to say, I see a square ball coming, I can take my shot at coming in, taking a poke. They're looking for anything they can get. And he comes in, lays himself out, scissors the ball. You know, obviously goes with the sole of his shoe. David did make it look much worse than what it was, but needless to say, you're looking for any advantage. But again, a square ball, very dangerous ball. Play in the diagonal. Play everything on the diagonal, positive, negative. That way you're not risking as bad those type of tackles.
Hodgkins on this near side. One-on-one here. Hodgkins takes it near the top of the box, gets a shot off, and that one sails on him and up and out of play. Not a bad play to take it along top of that box. Even get around the defender. He was able to do so, get the shot off, but just sailed on him there.
Great opportunity for Jason. Jason's also got a very good left foot and did very well to beat his man to the inside. One thing I would think about correcting if I'm Jason is my toes pointed more down. I'm hitting it with the knuckle of my big toe on the backside of the ball, not even looking at the net. Knowing where the framer's already at, I'm driving it as hard as I possibly can, more to the top corner of the back of the ball, so that ball has that dipping knuckle effect, and then the ball's going to curl to the back post. He hit it through this spongy grass, hit it more to the belly, as you can see here, and then the ball takes and sails away. So 9 out of 10 times that shot, you know, is a difficult shot to begin with, but 9 out of 10, that shot that he just hit is going to sail over the top.
Right, exactly. There you go, young players. I hope you listened to that because Larry just gave you a lesson in how to play that ball and get that dip and make sure you're able to play that, that nice dipping, spinning ball that forces the goaltender to have Fitz back there having to play against that as well. Calvano switches it in the middle for Nunes. Nunes back to Nunes again. Nunes near top of the box, plays it out. Nope, I thought he was going to give it to Jason Hodgkins. Down in for Schofield. Schofield gets a head on it, and he's taken down inside the box. But the referee's never going to give a call on that if you get a piece of it.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a PK. I mean, David again tried to, you know, get as much as he could out of that. I mean, he got a piece of him, but not enough to warrant a PK.
Don't forget, you can find all your scores and figure out everything about your favorite player by visiting USLsoccer.com. You can also click on the live link there, and you can watch USL Live, which features all the games around the league each week. And you can watch your favorite team no matter where you are around the country on USL Live. And, of course, a big hello and thank you to everybody watching USL Live here tonight. And I hope you're enjoying our coverage on Invica Sports of this USLPro game between the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Harrisburg City Islanders. Has been a good one so far. If you're just tuning in the third minute of the game, a red card handed out to Louis Rocco. Handball down inside the box, gave Harrisburg a penalty kick, and in the 6th minute, a long stoppage there, Jose Angulu was able to punch that one in, and that's why it's 1-0 here in our first half of play. And that one's going to be called off. Angulu way offsides on that one, so they'll bring it back. More and more people filtering in. Still a little bit of a light crowd because of the warm Tuesday night. Some kids still in school finishing up. I know a lot of the high schools, it's test week, and then a lot of the graduations next week. So the summer is upon us for the kids, that's for sure, Larry.
Well, you know, we went to that spell. We had so much rain, and now we're to the point where we're not only done, or pretty much the rain has come through us. Now we're getting the heat for at least the next week. But you know, what's the lesser of two evils? I'd prefer the heat over all that rain.
Absolutely. Down this near side here, here's Pittsburgh. And this is where it helps to have that extra player. There's no one to play it to right now. The ball stayed in. And able to keep it in, yes he does. On this near side, doing a good job is Fundy. Fundy sails this one in, but it goes off the back of the net. We'll have a goal kick for the Islanders. Good opportunity for us to talk about another one of our sponsors, helphireme.com. If you're looking for your dream job, you need to take a look at technology. You know, the old paper resume, while you can still find the job, it's considered outdated today. Start using video technology and audio. Go to helphireme.com, answer a series of questions that are interview questions, and you're able to put together your profile, and then you can email that profile or put links on your Facebook page, your LinkedIn account. You can use Twitter to let people know about it. It's a really cool idea, and it's the wave of the future. If you're looking for a job, you really need to check out helphireme.com. It'll help you stand out from the crowd and from the paper resumes. Thanks a lot to helphireme.com for bringing you City Islander soccer here all season long on Invica Sports. Ball down this near side. This one's just going to be driven up and out of play. We'll have a throw-in now for the Islanders deep. We're in our 27th minute of play. Happy to have you along here. Chad Edwards and Larry Julius bringing you all the action here. Big thank you to our crew tonight. Doing a great job in the truck. Jackson Lattimore, our director and producer for tonight. Josh Edwards on replays and highlights. Nick Devine in there doing all of our graphics and score and rolling our commercials. Our camera guys tonight, Marcus Williams. Our main camera operator, TJ Smith, and Sean Brown. So a big thank you to our crew bringing you City Islander soccer. They braved the heat all day long, setting up and getting things ready so you can watch it live on USL Live and here on Invica Sports. Big thank you as well going out to ABC 27, working with us again this season to bring all the action on the ABC 27 Digital Weather Channel. And I want to send a big thank you out to Greg Mace, who helps us bring this all together each season long and gets everything organized on the ABC 27 side of the equation. So big thank you. And, of course, you'll be able to hear Greg Mace next Wednesday, June 8th, as we bring you a live soccer match here from the island. You'll be able to see it live on the ABC 27 Weather Channel as well. You'll be able to see it on USL Live. Greg Mace will be calling all that action for you. So I hope you'll tune in for that as well. Our next game coming up here on the island will be this weekend as Charleston comes into town, and that's going to be an interesting one after the game that just took place this weekend with 2 red cards and a penalty kick that tied things up off of the first red card. It's going to be interesting, so make sure you get out this Saturday. Come on out, June 4th, as Charleston Battery come to town. Game time 7 o'clock, and if you want ticket information, you can go online to www.cityislanders.com to get all your ticket information. Also find out about some of the programs and everything they do. The City Islander Academy, all the information you need for the City Islanders, cityislanders.com. And for tickets, you can also call 717-441-GOAL to get all your ticket information. So big thank you to the City Islanders working with us again this year to allow us to televise the games and bring you all the action.
And a whole lot of fun for all.
Gilstrap will play this one in as we're in our 30th minute of play. It's been kind of a little bit uneventful for about the last 15 minutes, Larry. I think the heat is really starting to take effect on both teams as the speed of the game has really slowed down.
And again, this is favoring Harrisburg at the moment. They don't have to do a whole heck of a lot. They're not going to get too fatigued, and and Pittsburgh's very fortunate that they're going to keep it at 1-0 if they do keep it at 1-0. But needless to say, I mean, Harrisburg has done a great job of connecting passes. Harrisburg's done an excellent job of keeping possession. They're very organized at the moment. They're gaining more and more confidence as the half goes on, and Pittsburgh's just chasing and just not able to develop any sort of rhythm. And at this point in time, again, it favors Harrisburg. The longer they can keep it this, the better.
Here's Pittsburgh trying to put something together. Ball played to the far side. And look, can't make out the number. Apologize for all of our Pittsburgh fans. Doing our best here to see some of the numbers. Center of the field here. Flunder was able to get a play on it. Now played to the outside there by Caddish, I should say. Schofield plays this one out for Hotchkins. Hotchkins has some room down this near side. Needs to pick up the pace. Now sends it through for Angulu. Angulu looks like he's going to go one-on-one here. Angulu waits, fakes, tries to take it to the end line, and lets a shot go. That one off the post. Angulu looked to the near side. I thought he was going to try and swing that far side, but nice hard low drive there, and it looked like that Gilstrap just got a fingertip on it, Larry.
He did. I mean, Angulu, a great job doing his job inside the 18. A little feint to the left, there to the right, and take him to the left, and right away getting a quick shot off. He's got a good shot. He got a good shot when he gets it off, and again, that one he would have been well better served going to the back post, hooking it. Same similar shot that we talked about before with Hotchkins. He would have been so much better served. He had the goalkeeper dead to right, but when he brought it to the near post, keeper was able to get a finger save on that and push into the post, and of course, the result was no goal.
Here's Severs with it for Pittsburgh. Severs tried to make some space, nothing there. It'll come all the way back now for Flunder. Flunder waits, now drives the ball through. That one headed away, though, by Calvano for Harrisburg. Pittsburgh controlling here on this near side. Matt Tuttle with it now. Tuttle plays it in the inside. Gray with it, still with control. Again, this is where the field starts to collapse on you when you get along the outside, and Harrisburg's able to put that third or extra man in there. The field gets real small, real quick for Pittsburgh, not having that extra man.
Yeah, there's no question Harrisburg's going to be able to take some more educated risks from the defensive side as well. They can step up and they can put more pressure on the ball. I think tonight if Harrisburg continues doing what they're doing, they're going to eventually get the second goal that's going to put the fork in the back of Pittsburgh.
Calvano with it, plays it back now for Welker. Anthony Calvano chips it in for Angulu, and again, Angulu, that's about the 4th or 5th ball that he's played that has been really hard first touch. Just, that might be from the heat and just tired.
But, Chad, in all fairness, my opinion of that is, you know what, you're a professional. You're going to play in heat. You're going to play in cooler weather. You got to knock those balls down. That separates you from playing in the MLS.
That's right. Oh, dangerous there as Jeff Blow just had that one skip off his head. And that came right to, boy, I wish I could see those numbers. Very tough to see the numbers here tonight. That ball chipped in there, and Severs is offside, so Islanders will get a kick. And this is a great time for us to hear from our sponsors once again.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
So we have our first sub of the game here as the Islanders sub in the 35th minute of the game. Langley is in, and they're going to give a rest to Welker. Now Welker, of course, had the ankle injury, so this is a good sub here. They're up 1-0. Welker did his job in there. We'll give him a rest and let that ankle heal a little bit. I'm sure they're going to need him for the weekend and want to get him fresh again. So Langley enters the game for the Islanders. Morgan Langley, I should say, is from Honolulu, Hawaii. And this will be his first start, I think, of the season. I don't remember seeing him in the lineup so far, so we'll wait and see.
And obviously his first touch was tied to a cinder block, so I mean his nerves and emotions are probably racing, and instead of just playing a real simple ball and starting to get your confidence, he goes to be the hero ball and gave it away. And that's exactly what you do not want to do. You know, once you get the ball back, you do not want to do that, and especially being a new player stepping on the pitch.
Yeah, he's one of the young new players. He came in, one of the new young players, I think first season as well, like Welker. So he's an up-and-coming star maybe for the Islanders. We'll wait and see, but getting his first start here tonight.
He went to Swarthmore College down here in Philadelphia.
He did, okay.
Yes, I was part of the combine between the Union and the City Islanders, and the Union got what they were looking for, and then the remainder of players stay with the Harrisburg City Islanders that they wanted, and I remember him from the combine.
Oh, Hodgkins. Boy, that was a ball I think that was intended for Mbiji, but Hodgkins come running through there and got a head on it. Almost punched that one in.
Great unpredictability by Jay. I mean, he steps in and snaps a header right at the goal, and keeper's looking for it to go far post, and next thing you know, he skims it back in. He gets that one to the near post. That's a goal.
Gilstrap did a great job of staying on his game and staying sharp and seeing that one for Pittsburgh.
Blue Shield, helping you have a greater hand in your health.
Flunder on this near side, sends it in. Here's Langley now. Langley with some time in the center of the field for Hodgkins. Hodgkins punches this one for Angulu, and it's going to be handled, I think, by Kaddish back there as he's going to let this one run off the end line. No, Angulu keeps it in play. Nice extra effort here. Driven to the far post, and Mbiji streaking in, and Mbiji gets a foot on it. Here's Schofield with it now, leaves it back for Noon. Noon for Langley, tries to chip it inside, and a nice little build up there. Mbiji might have had a little bit of time to settle that ball and then hit it, tried to hit it first time, but what a great extra effort on this near side by Jose Angulu.
I know Coach Betcher. I know Coach Betcher's going to appreciate this comment when he listens to the game. He knows what that ball would have been done if I would have been run onto it back in the day. That was a first-time strike from outside the 18. My eyes would have been coming out of my head. Why JT did not rip the skin off that is beside me. There's no way in my mind I would have thought anything other than that. 24, 25 yards out? Absolutely.
Here's Pittsburgh on the attack now. Ball driven down through by Ipia. And now the Islanders gather it again, and they switch it to the far side for Jeff Blows. Blows has Schofield streaking, has Mbiji, plays it for him. Mbiji waits back in the center for Hodgkins. He'll switch it up here. And Calvano able to get there. Nice save by Anthony Calvano. Langley with it now. Settles it back. Noon with it. And again, Harrisburg's going to stretch the field, slow things down. Far side for Bixler now. Jeff Blows to the far side. Blows switches it to Langley on this near side. Langley settles it, tries to squeak it through, and that one's stolen away by Matt Tuttle, but out of play. We're now our 38th minute, 39th minute of play now. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. If you're watching on USLLive.com, don't forget you can tune in Find all the information on your favorite team on USLsoccer.com. And, of course, tune in and watch all your favorite teams play throughout the season. Get highlights and feature stories on USLlive.com and USLsoccer.com.
You know, Chad, often we speak highly of the forwards and the midfielders, the guys that go to goal and make things happen. But, you know, Harrisburg's back four has always been very strong.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Calvano, a mainstay, very solid, steady player. Calvano's story, great story. The young man was playing club ball at Penn State. Club ball, not for the varsity team. Playing club ball and was seen and was asked to come out to the team and therefore ended up playing up at Penn State on the main campus, on their main team.
Wow.
And then now he's got a professional career out of it. So, you know, you look at things like that about perseverance, not giving up. You have him and, you know, Bixler being a homegrown product, playing for local clubs growing up. Mainstay player for them, too, very solid. You know, Blows has been here for a little while, and again, in and out of the lineup this past year, but effective player for him. Yeah, great strike, absolutely.
Great punch out, don't settle that ball. You had Schofield right there waiting to pounce on a rebound. Great play by Gilstrap to just punch that one away, but a great run and overlap by Jeff Blows to get up in there. And a nice strike, took it to his right foot, got a nice strike on it. Good all the way around, both sides of the ball. Now, Calvano, did he play locally for Penn State on a club team? Is that what it was, or did he play at the main campus playing for a like an intramural program, right?
It's my understanding that he went to Penn State just as a student and chose to play club ball, and was seen playing in a club match and said, "Why don't you come out and train with our team?" And next thing you know, he's playing with the team.
Well, I tell you what, he's a fantastic defender, and I've mentioned this several times. The one thing that impresses me the most is how patient he is, but how he's able to jump. He's got tremendous vertical leap to get up in the air and win those head balls, and you got to have that as a defender. And you know, it's really tough as a short defender to play in this league and the MLS and you know, the Premier Leagues and stuff like that, because the players up top are so big. But he's just got a tremendous leap. Again, winning the ball right there.
And he's got great timing, great anticipation. You know, he steps in, wins balls. Balls that some guys may not get a jump on, he steps in, does an excellent job of winning them. You know, I mean, I know him personally. You know, he comes out in the winter months and train with my older boys, you know, to keep themselves fit. He was doing us a favor because we have these guys mixing in with my older boys' team, and always willing to work with the younger players, but, you know, comes out and works hard even with U18 kids. And same pace he brings here, the same pace he brings in training, and that's something that you appreciate as a professional player.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got to train like you're going to play. If you want to be a good player, you can't just be lackadaisical in practice and, you know, and do it, you know, half speed. You've got to attack it like you would in the game, and that's what makes good players.
Yeah, we always preach trying to play at a match like tempo, and playing in a match like tempo sets you up to play in a match, and it's second nature. And, you know, I've been very impressed with him over the years, and like I said, often we talk so much about the forwards and midfielders. It's nice to, from time to time, inject in there about the backs as well.
And Schofield's going to get a yellow card. I think this is for delay a game because he kicked the ball all the way back to the goaltender. You know, these are the foolish fouls that a team takes that, you know, you're up 1-0, just leave the ball, settle back in. Now he's got that. You don't know how many yellow cards he has. Does he have to sit out the next game? You know, just those are kind of the ones that just drive coaches absolutely bonkers.
Well, true, too. But, you know, in Dave's defense, I mean, is that warranted?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean,
right.
it's for, you know, it's only in the first half. It's not like he's trying to waste time where the game's towards the end. You know, I mean, maybe a verbal warning or maybe a heated warning and leave it at that, and the next time then throw a little paint. But whether, I mean, now he's got to play with paint the rest of the game. That's going to change the way he has to play. I think that the yellow cards of today have become so watered down, meaning they're almost as if you take the game away from the game.
Right.
You know, you saw it in the World Cup. I mean, it was just outrageous, the amount of yellow cards that were thrown.
What a strike, man, by Angulu. He just racked that one.
That was a great ball. That's the ball. That's the strike I know that young man has. That was a rip from 45 yards out.
But the Islanders need more of that. They need about 10 of those a game. Just force the goalie.
Well, it opens everything up. Now that's a yellow to me. That's a yellow. That's right into the back of the legs. That's potential injury.
I think because he made contact with the ball. No, they are going to give him yellow.
Yeah,
I thought for a minute they were not going to, but that's definitely yellow.
That's entirely too overambitious. There's just no need for that. You know, because now you look at it from this perspective. Let's say one of these two guys get a second yellow. Now the playing field becomes even. That gives life back to Pittsburgh. where they don't necessarily have at the moment. So to me, that's a very, very foolish foul in an area where it makes no sense, none whatsoever. Is he trying to impress Coach Betcher with the amount of minutes he's getting? Yeah, probably. You know, young players make mistakes like that. But in the same token, I mean, if anything, as a coach, I lose interest in that because I'm thinking, you know what, that's not smart,
right? Not
intelligent.
Schofield with it on the far side, has the overlap from Mbiji. Now Mbiji's going to get it. He's on. And here's a player that's got some wheels, and he loses that one. Good defensive play, though, for Pittsburgh on that far side.
They're hanging in there, Chad. I mean, you know, it's 1-0. I mean,
defensively, I think Pittsburgh's doing a fantastic job. When Harrisburg has had the swing, they've been able to get back and defend, even you know, with this heat and everything. So you got to give it to them. That ball would have been better played down the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and again, here you see Pittsburgh, they're defending well, and they're still getting some runs up top. They're just not making connections. But we're seeing stuff that can turn the game around for them.
They're going to be far better served if they take a couple quick knocks and they lift the ball in over the top when they have room to run. But a ball like that, playing it in behind their forward, making a run, that is again, that's not a quality ball. And they're again, a lot of offsides. They're trying to hold a high line. They're looking for that ball. You know, Seaver's been offside a good 4 or 5 times at this point in time. And his game is not so much anything out in this part of the area. He's a sniper inside the 18. He's looking for that flick, that last touch. You know, that's how he was when he was here in Harrisburg. And that's what he brings to the table. I don't think he's somebody that's going to beat you on a dead run from 30, 40 yards in. But at the moment, you know, Pittsburgh's not showing like they have any subs coming in. I would imagine we're going to see him at the change. I would imagine we're going to see him. If we don't see him right at the turn, we're going to certainly see him 10 minutes into the turn, and probably multiples of them.
So did you hear the stoppage time, Larry? They just mentioned it, so apologize, can't give that to you as we're in stoppage time right now. Ball driven down inside, and that one almost put in by Angulo. Here's Schofield. Dangerous stretch in there for that, too, as well, going for that ball. But a great ball played in by Langley for Harrisburg. Noon comes up with that one for the Islanders. Noon waits, and that one's going to be played out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Pittsburgh as we're in stoppage time right now. 1-0. Harrisburg scoring off of a penalty kick in the 6th minute. Jose Angulo. And at the same time, a yellow card given to Louis Rocco for a handball inside the box. So Pittsburgh has played pretty much this whole entire first half, a man down, and are struggling to try and see if they can't tie things up here. And like you said, we'll probably see a lot of players out here warming up at halftime to see if they make a couple subs right away to start the second half.
I don't think they have a choice, Chad. If they want to compete, I really don't think they have a choice. I mean, they've had to do so much extra work just to stay in this match. I don't think they have a choice.
Gray plays it down inside. Here's an opportunity for Pittsburgh. Great defensive play by Bixler. Good build-up for Pittsburgh. Langley plays it down in the center for Hodgkins. Hodgkins waits. Hodgkins almost loses that one, and now ball played to the far side by Thayer. And here comes Blows. Blows quickly ahead for Mbiji. Mbiji with some space. Not showing that speed. You normally would see him take off down that left side, but up a goal, save your energy. May need it in the second half. Here's Langley going to make a run. Nope. They'll play it to this near side for Calvano. Calvano waits. Hodgkins with it now. Langley is ready to take off, though. They're just not playing the ball to him. They're going to stretch this out and get out of this. Schofield to the far side. Great ball. Schofield rips this one, and that one really flies away from him. Up and out of play, and that'll be it. 2 minutes of stoppage time, Larry.
I'm gonna hope David wasn't shooting that ball, because that thing knocked into the jungle gym over here where the kids are sitting at. That was, I don't know, unless he knew what the time was and he was having one last ambitious shot. But wow, that was pulling some rain down.
That one definitely got away from him. Well, Harrisburg does it in the 6th minute off a penalty kick from Jose Angulo. They're up 1-0. Stay with us. We got lots more USLPro soccer action to come right here on Invica Sports. Second half up next.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of TechQuest Pennsylvania. We started TechQuest Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
And welcome back. We're ready to get underway for our second half action. Let's take a quick look at the highlight from the first half, which was basically the goal, and it happened in the 3rd minute. We'll take a look at it here as Ngulu comes down along this near side. It'll be a nice pass by Noon, and Ngulu pulls it back, rips it, goes off the hand. Really looked unintentional to me. But either way, red card, Ngulu drives it in the net, goes up 1-0. That was an instant red. It went against Louis Rolco in the 3rd minute, and then Ngulu made the connection on the penalty kick in the 6th minute. Long time there getting that one off to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead. So as we start the second half, Larry, I do not see any new substitutions for either team as I scan the field here. Looks like both teams are going to start with who they finished the first half with.
Talking to Coach Betcher at halftime, he's down to 1 sub. He'll try to hold on as long as he can with that. He's got other ones that have injuries. If he has to bring 1 or 2 in, he said he would. But the healthy choice would be 1 sub at the moment, which would be Jordan Seabrook. I am a little surprised that Pittsburgh did not make many changes. I would have thought they would have come out kind of hard or hot. Needless to say, you know, they're not out of this yet. One of the things that we spoke about, Chad, and it's highly likely could happen, is that Harrisburg has 2 yellows.
Right.
And either one of those 2 get a second yellow that could then even the game up and give Pittsburgh some life. So, you know, again, you'll probably see in the next 10 minutes you're going to see some substitutions for Pittsburgh, yeah.
You know, and I hate to use this as an excuse or you know, and referees hate to hear, but, you know, sometimes do referees look to try and even it up sometimes. You see a player that they can give the second yellow on. I hate to say that, you know what I mean by that, but sometimes it seems that way.
Well, and, you know, you'd never want to see that happen. I mean, you know, anytime you get a second yellow, unfortunately, it's usually a flagrant foul,
right,
or repetitive fouls, and you're being warned. I would hate to see that in Harrisburg's case, you know, get that second yellow. I mean, maybe Bill looks to sub one of those 2 out. More than likely it might be David Schofield, just because he's logged quite a few minutes so far this year. So
Sievers with a nice ball through there. Can he chase it down? Yes, he does. Pittsburgh, nice little attack here, and that one taken away by Bixler, and this one will be chipped up and out of play. Nice ball by Sievers through, but not able to keep it a little softer to allow trying to see the numbers. It's just very frustrating trying to see these numbers here and be able to talk about these kids for Pittsburgh.
I kind of thought once the sun would go down and it wasn't bearing on their back that we'd get a better visual of it with the lights coming on and what have you. It hasn't really helped that much yet. But I will say this, you know, the temperature has dropped a little bit.
A lot,
obviously,
yes,
with the sun. That could up the ante here for Pittsburgh and force them to come out a little bit and open up and try to play and maybe go to a 3-back, especially if Harrisburg stays playing with the high forward and stays with Ngulu high and everybody else kind of flared out a little deeper.
Oh, nice ball in for Langley. Langley waits, takes a touch, down inside, can't get the shot off. Yes, he does! Langley scores for the Islanders here in the 48th minute of play.
That's a great ball by Jason Hodgkins to open up with his left foot and whip the ball to the back post. I hate to say it, Chad, but that's going to be very difficult for Pittsburgh to come back from that.
Yeah, that now the game changes because now the Islanders can really play a defensive game and just stick to that. But Langley with the goal, I almost thought that touch was a little too far for me. I didn't think he was going to get it off, but I'm pretty sure this is his first game starting or getting out there for the Islanders, and he's got to be pretty happy scoring in his first game.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, that, you know, as a young player, your first goal is always exciting, and one that a good goal to remember for him, one that probably put the icing on the cake for them against Pittsburgh this evening.
Here's Ngulu, plays it across for Schofield's got Langley out there again. Langley running down inside. to that far side. Langley waits, shifts to the far post. Oh, two players going for it there, Ngulu and Mbiji, and neither one of them was able to get a play on it. But again, an attack by the Islanders. Ball tipped ahead, and now Pittsburgh able to clear this one out. I was just taking a look at the weather, and we started this game. The temperature was about 96 degrees and probably close to 100 out there on the field when the game started down in this bowl with no wind. It's dropped to 86 degrees now. We got a very, very light breeze, so we'll see how that affects the players going forward. You don't have that blistering sun, beating down on you as well. But Pittsburgh is now definitely in a hole that I don't think they can get out of in this game. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, again, down a man, and they exerted quite a bit of energy in the first half. But and as the temperature drops, it doesn't just allow Pittsburgh to wake up a little bit, but it's also going to allow Harrisburg to speed up their game a little bit. So. Again, I do think that goal might have been one that just put the nail in the coffin for them, but we will see, because at some point he's going to have to make a mass substitution, and it's up to 5 at this level, and I would not doubt for 1 minute he brings all 5 in. Take a look at the first half stats. Shots on goal, Pittsburgh had 0. Actually, Harrisburg with 10 saves, Pittsburgh with 6, Harrisburg with 0. Fouls in that first half, Pittsburgh with 2, Harrisburg with 4, as Pittsburgh works that far side of the field now. Looking to see if they can't put one in here. Ball chipped near the far post, headed away by Jeff Blows. Actually back inside dangerously there. Ball played out for Hodgkins now. Hodgkins going to switch it again for Langley, streaking in that far side, getting a lot of balls in the second half. Langley tries to play that one in. I think that one was misplayed. And we'll have a goal kick. Take a look now. Offsides in that first half, 5 for Pittsburgh, 2 for Harrisburg. Corner kicks, 1 apiece. And take a look at the cautions. Yellow cards handed out to, or red card actually, to Rocco. He was ejected in the 4th minute. Harrisburg Schofield got a yellow card in the 42nd minute, and Langley in the 44th minute for Harrisburg. Ball flicked on there by Harrisburg. Calvano trying to play it ahead. This one's going to stay in play. No, it'll bounce up and out of play. Pittsburgh will have a throw-in. I'd like to take this time to say hello to Lieutenant David Moore, who's watching the game out at Fort Irwin, California. Him and his buddies watching the game out there. Of course, a native of Harrisburg. He's in the U.S. Army. And we thank him for watching on USL Live. Excited to be able to see the City Islander games. They're out there wearing their jerseys from the City Islanders. And he mentioned to some of his friends and family here that come up to us and let us know at halftime that they've got their jerseys ready, so when Harrisburg goes out to play in California, they're going to be there watching the game. So a big thank you to them watching at Fort Irwin, California, the U.S. Army. So thank you, David, for watching tonight's game on USL Live. You know, it's fun, Larry. We're hearing more and more people that are catching the games on USL Live and enjoying that. I was excited to hear that we were able to work with USL Live this year. We got together with the Islanders and figured out how we could pull it off. We want to say thank you to Comcast for getting the connections in here that we needed as well. And it's been fun. I know your parents in St. Louis have been able to see it. Now we've got people in California. We've had people elsewhere around the state and around the country watching it, and it's nice to see some of the soldiers, and a big thank you to them for putting their lives on the line for us each and every day so we can enjoy things like this here in America. You know, it's great. I mean, you know, the exposure that you get now for today's game is fantastic. And you know, the other thing as well that that's very beneficial to these players is that when you're in an MSL franchise and you're able to sit back and watch some of these young players, that's fantastic.
The official gym of the City Islanders, Gold's Gym Hershey, is where your commitment to goals becomes your commitment to results. For years of experience prove that strength is defined.
Well, it looks like we're going to get a few substitutions here for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's bringing in now 2 players. Pretty much it looked like offside call here against Harrisburg.
Offside whistled against the City Islanders.
Pretty much Pittsburgh's going to have to put themselves in a position to get some fresh bodies out there, guys that can run up and down the pitch. They're not going to have much of a choice at this point if they want to compete.
USLLive.com is the league's official online video channel.
Hunter Gilstrap with the restart. Hunter's going to look to play a long diagonal ball over the top here and see what they can get in. That's a great ball, but it's right into Harrison. Harrison right into the hands of Harrison. Harrisburg now doing a great job just taking the air out of the ball, moving the ball side to side, putting themselves in a position now just to maintain possession, trying to suck Pittsburgh out, force them out at this point. Pittsburgh is going to have no choice if they want to try to compete, if they want to try to come out and win some balls. Otherwise, Harrisburg could hold this ball all night at this point. That's a great switch by BG, changing the point of attack into Noon. Noon into Calvano. Calvano, good ball down into, can't see his number this far away. Noon inside the 18 with the ball to the back post, and it's a goal! What a great goal, what a tremendous build-up by Harrisburg. Absolutely fantastic ball. Fantastic ball, back post to Hodgkins. Hodgkins headed the ball textbook straight to the ground. Great goal by the Harrisburg City Islanders. Little knock by Noon. He's going to flip it back over the top. Hodgkins straight down. Textbook gentleman out there to the back post. Back of the net. As expected, Lundberg, Isley coming in now for Pittsburgh. The forwards, Tuttle and Severs have just worked everything they have. They have nothing left in the bank. They are absolutely trash at this point, and Harrisburg now up 3-0. 55 minutes into the match.
Substitutions entering the game for the Riverhounds. Entering the game, number 11, Jason Isley. He replaces number 20, Chad Severs. Also entering the game, number 14, Stephen Lundberg. He replaces number 10, Matt Tuttle.
This is going to be a big win for Harrisburg if they can continue at this pace. They needed it. They needed the back. They needed to dent the back of the net multiple times to open this, to get some confidence, open this game up a little bit. And Chad, I'll tell you, this has been a good offensive thrust for them, whether up or down a man at this point, but a good offensive thrust to them.
I want to apologize to anybody watching on USL Live. We've been having some problems a little bit with the bandwidth here tonight. Some storms rolled through on Thursday that caused a lot of problems, and there's still a lot of lines down around the area, so we're not sure if that's affecting the stream. So please stay with us. Let's see, we got a free kick for the Islanders. I think Pittsburgh's starting to unravel a little bit here. The frustration's coming out down 3-0. Of course, the Jason Hodgkins goal coming in the 55th minute, and that definitely put the nail in the coffin. And referee just Baumgard settling down Pittsburgh. It's hot out there. Now they're frustrated. They've been playing a man down for basically the whole contest, and now it's going to be interesting for Ian Baumgard, Kevin Klinger, Dan Richmond, and Brandon Smith, the officials for tonight, to just keep this game under control, make sure nobody gets out of here with an injury from a flagrant foul or something like that, Larry.
Yeah, and it would be silly at this point, you know, for Pittsburgh to come up and get overly physical at this point. It's going to serve no purpose. Number one, it's going to force somebody to get injured. Number two, you're looking at playing with yellows and possibly another red. It would be pointless.
That ball chipped up and out of play. We're going to have a corner kick now for the Islanders.
But, I say that, Chad, and, as a player, you get frustrated, you're getting beaten. And what Harrisburg could do to eliminate that is not go to goal as much, maybe just start to keep the ball a little bit more now at this point. At this point, they don't need to score. Now they need to get it out, move the ball around a little bit. But again, we talked about this multiple times about this broadcast is, you do want to score goals. You want people to see the ball in the back of the net. It's the exciting portion of the game that you come and watch. But if I'm Pittsburgh now, I take that as an unprofessional act by running the score up when you know that they have a fork in their back at this point.
Right, exactly. Foul down inside on Langley off of the corner kick from Jason Hodgkins, and Pittsburgh will have a free kick. So 59th minute of play. We'll take a break so we can hear from some of our sponsors.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Ball played up and out of play. We'll have a throw in now for the Islanders here. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like maybe Harrisburg's going to make their final sub here. Walking up looks like Jordan Seabrook. Yes, he is. Seabrook will make the sub. And Gulu plays it back now for Calvano. Calvano waits. Noon with it now. Pittsburgh's really looking tired. A lot of chasing. Harrisburg's done a good job of moving the ball and forcing them to make some big runs. Here's Jeff Blows with it now. Blows waits, drives it down inside. That one turned away, top of the box for Schofield. Here's Langley again. Langley waits. Nothing there, tries to turn. Now plays it back in the middle for JT Noon. Noon, that one a bad pass. Now flicked ahead. Here's an opportunity for Pittsburgh. And nice job by Bixler to get back and play that one out of play. Nice run, though, there by Matt Fondy for Pittsburgh, but you could see there that even he was running out of gas on that one, Larry.
Yeah, he's one that they've allowed to stay in, and, the wrong person to be running into a 40-yard ball. Unfortunately, he just does not have the legs or the gas to put that in the back of the net.
So we'll have a corner kick now for Pittsburgh. An opportunity to see if they can't push everybody up and try and poke one in. The substitution will be made now for Harrisburg. Seabrook will come in, and he'll give a well-deserved rest to Jose Angulu for Harrisburg. Angulu with the first goal of the game in that 6th minute, the penalty kick. And there you see Jordan Seabrook entering the game for the City Islanders.
I'm a little surprised by that move, Chad, to be honest with you, with David playing with a yellow card. And I would have thought maybe he would have brought David out just simply because you can't afford to lose him for one of your next matches. And you never know if this game continues to get chippy, and the referee has to calm something down and David's involved in that play. Well, he'll be potential to go from the match.
Looked like a possible handball down in there off of that corner kick. The ball skipped funny and hit Mbiji in the arm, and Pittsburgh was looking for the same call that went against them in the first half.
They're going to look for everything they can get at this point, whether it's...
There's Fondy. Fondy, boy, I don't know. There could have been 2 calls on that. Bixler had a hold of the jersey, pulled him back and took him down, but no call on it. They're going to have a goal kick, and there you can see Coach Justin Evans up off the bench, and I'm sure can't wait for this one to be over and get on the bus and head home and put this one behind him.
Well, I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knew right from the get-go when they went down and they got a red card 3 minutes into the match. I'm sure he knew his coaching tonight was going to be a major challenge, and to travel and then for that to happen to you right off the bat, it's so unfortunate. It's incredibly unfortunate. And speaking to the officials at halftime, I mean, they have to make that call. They don't have a choice. It's a difficult call to make from a coaching standpoint, but that's their job. He felt that the ball was going in. Even though he didn't think that he stuck his arm out to actually intentionally knock the ball down, he knew he had to make that call. And there, of course, it changes the whole complexion of the match.
And BG drove that one in. Harrisburg will stretch the field to the far side here. Thayer with it. Thayer plays it in for Langley again. Langley actually come in and has added quite a bit of spark here for the Islanders off the bench. Here's Mbiji to this near side. Mbiji waits, leaves it back for Jeff Blows. Center of the field for Schofield now. Schofield has Mbiji outside, back for Schofield. Well defended by Pittsburgh as they drive it out over midfield. Fondy was going to run this one down again. Blows switches it over for Thayer. Looking for all the stats on your favorite player or team? You can go to uslsoccer.com to get all the action and all the insight for your favorite team, whether it be in the USL. And you can also catch live action of your favorite teams on usllive.com throughout the season. Happen to have all of you watching tonight on USL Live of this contest tonight. And a shot and a goal for the Islander for Pittsburgh. You see what number that is, Larry? Could you see
that is number 11. That is
so
Jason Isley.
Okay, so Jason Isley in the game, came in as a sub then. And Jason is actually from Allentown, PA, had a stint with FC Dallas. So he picks up the first goal of the game for Pittsburgh in the 64th minute.
Pittsburgh 1.
And we'll take a look at this on the replay here. Just cuts it back here. And this one just squeaks through here by Chase Harrison. And Harrison, boy, should have had that one. That's a fluke goal that he'd like to have back. And giving up a shutout on a goal like that possibly is going to be frustrating, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a definite. That's on Harrison. He knows that. He knew it the minute the ball was in the back of the net. He realized that was on him. And one of which where the defenders have done their job. They've channeled him. They only had the near post on the shot. And he has to do a better job on that one.
Harrison drives this one deep now. Seabrook trying to run onto it, headed away by Pittsburgh. Islanders chip one down inside. This one for Mbiji, and that one just skips over his footer. He had an opportunity maybe at the goal. Quick outlet here. Ball played too far ahead. Looks like that is Kyle Veras. Maybe a substitution that came in. Looks like that's number 3 over there. You see Chase Harris, who has some stitches after last weekend's game with the collision that gave Charleston their first goal of the game to tie it up off of a penalty kick, and that also was the red card. So throwing on the far side of the field now for Pittsburgh. Long throw, that one headed on by Calvano, trying to move it out. Here comes Pittsburgh again on the attack to this near side now. Swing it to the far side and down inside, and it's 3-2 now. Pittsburgh coming back late here. I tell you what, folks, if you thought it was over like I did, this is a big surprise, and we'll wait and see if we can get the. I want to make sure that we got the right player here. It looks like it was, again, Isley for Pittsburgh, and it's number 11. Isley gets the 5th goal of the game, the 2nd of the game for Pittsburgh in the 67th minute.
Assist to number 9, Boise Kamalo.
And Kumalo gets the assist on that one, so it's a brand new game here. You know, Harrisburg may just have relaxed way too much, because right there it looked like they just let him walk in.
Yeah, evidently.
It's a brand new game here.
Boy, Chad, I'll tell you, I would never expected that, to be honest with you. Just would not have expected it.
Here comes Harrisburg out this near side, and BG swings it to the far post and just wide of the goal. Nice build up there for Harrisburg, but I tell you what, Harrisburg needs to pick this game up here, because we've seen this before. This is shades of the tie that we saw all season long last year.
But to be up 3-0, you have to close that game out. And in all fairness, the way the tempo of the game was going, I would never have suspected this. And, you know, Isley coming on has brought a physical presence with some pace. He's finished the 2 opportunities that he's gotten. And at this point, you're right, Chad. It is a brand new ball game we have here at the Skyline Sports Complex.
And the other player that's been on fire here, who got the assist on the last goal, is Kumalu, who has just been on fire up top as well. He's been serving in some nice balls and making some great runs here for Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's far from out of it now. This is a brand new game. Here's Mbiji, waits, leaves it back for Hodgkins now, plays it for Calvano. Boy, I tell you what a change. And you know what? Harrisburg really hasn't picked up the pace much since that last goal, and with that extra man, now's when they should be just putting the nail in the coffin and running this team to death here. Mbiji still with it, leaves it for Hodgkins. And again, here comes Isley. Isley's going to be taken down on the foul, and Hotchkins is going to be very upset with that one. But Isley has come in and has really changed the whole pace of this game and the play of this game for Pittsburgh.
Well, in all honesty, you know, at this point in time, Harrisburg could close this game out by not giving the ball up. These square balls are working back. They're getting a little frustrated. They can't play like this. They're going to give up a third goal.
Yeah, Hotchkins, they made the call on him. It looked like Hotchkins had the ball and Isley ran into it, but either way, it's a restart here for Pittsburgh. And Kumalu again makes a nice run, plays it ahead. Onsides is Isley again. Isley swings this one wide, and that one's going to be too far. This one's going to run off the sidelines, I think. And Harrisburg will just walk over and take their time. Actually, Langley will leave it now for Calvano. I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors. Check that rather, lowermyrx.net. If you're looking to be able to save on your prescription drugs, you can go to lowermyrx.net. You can save up to 75% on your generic prescription drugs. It also works. You can get 50% off on labs and x-rays and such, so make sure you go. You can print out your card. It's totally free. It's active immediately. You can take it to over 50,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, and it works nationwide. So go print out your card now at lowermyrx.net.
Restart for the City Islanders.
70th minute now. 3-2. It's been all Pittsburgh mostly in this second half here. Harrisburg scored 2 goals, but the big story is Pittsburgh a man down, making a few substitutions, and those substitutions have been on fire now for Pittsburgh. It has made a huge difference. Ball played down this near side. Pittsburgh will settle it.
20 minutes left. Pittsburgh's got a little momentum going here.
And here we go. Pittsburgh running right through the line. Bixler has to step up, wins that challenge. Ball played to the outside for Langley now. Here's Mbiji in the center for Nunes. Nunes makes a move. Nunes waits, step over, down inside, leaves it for Mbiji. Mbiji, I think, was looking to swing it for Schofield, too far for him, so a nice build-up. But disappointing finish at the end here for the Islanders, who need to make, they may need to get another strike here just to get out of this one, because Pittsburgh right now has really picked up the pace.
Well, you know, right there, JT's running at somebody. He's got him dead to rights on his heels at the top of the 18, and he goes to lay the ball off. Again, go and have the shot. Force yourself into position to make them make a save there at that point in time. I mean, you got everybody pin him back towards the post, and he dishes it off. And then they go to the back post in the air. Again, I'm thinking you're right in the front of the frame. Have a rip. Take the opportunity.
Jeff Blows plays it in for Mbiji, and that one just knocked away again by Pittsburgh here. 72nd minute. Happy to have you along here. Larry Julius and Chad Edwards bringing you all the action on Invica Sports. Hope you're enjoying coverage of tonight's game from the Skyline Sports Complex here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That ball played out by Bixler. Ball played in quickly here for Tommy Gray. Gray with it, waits, sends it down in for Isley. Isley, nice turn on the ball, has a run through, almost comes back up with it. And a player down, no call.
I think that's a no call for sure. He felt his feet get hit and he went down. That's definitely a no call.
Yangley with it, far side of the field, who's dropped back into a midfield role, it looks like. Switch it to this near side for Jeff Blows. Blows waits, nice fake on that, and a turn. Has some room, has some players. Jeff Blows streaking down inside. Blows sends it all the way across for Yangley. Plays it back for Schofield. Schofield turns. Harrisburg looking for a build-up. Long ball near this far side over the head, and Mbiji tried to slide in with the right foot, play that on goal, maybe try to get a left foot on that one.
Yeah,
ball
absolutely.
spun away from the goal rather than towards the goal.
Absolutely, Chad. Left foot. Again, maybe he's a little surprised it didn't get headed out because it came over so short. But needless to say, you know, if not his left foot, maybe he's laying himself out with his head towards the baseline with the inside of the right foot and trying to hook the ball straight down. Fresh legs in now for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It looks like they're injecting an outside right back, so let's see what kind of runs he's going to make coming out of the back, see if he can add some more offensive thrust to this group.
So Schaefer comes in and gives a rest to Cutney. We'll see what kind of, like I said, they may need some overlaps. Here's Seabrook streaking in. Seabrook taken down inside the box. No call on the play. And they're going to call a goal kick, and wow. I'd like to see that one on the replay. The goalie did not get a touch whatsoever on that ball.
I don't know about that one, Chad.
Yeah, that was just, you take a look. Seabrook is there. He's definitely got to play on the ball. Oh, yeah, that's a definite penalty kick there.
There's no question about that.
Definite penalty kick.
Yeah, there's no question.
That one was missed by Ian Bongard on that one. In a game that's as tight as this is, even though Harrisburg has had the advantage, you got to call that. Seabrook with a nice streak down inside, trying to get there, and a collision there between Seabrook and Gilstrap. Gilstrap holding his arm as he was injured on the play there. Back to the top four. Noons check that. Hodgkins gets a crack on that one, and looks like.
I'm sure Jay would want that
Gilstrap.
one back.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants that one back.
Gilstrap still favoring that arm there. That was a pretty good collision between him and Seabrook. 2 quick bursts there for Seabrook for the Islanders.
You know, Gilstrap's done a nice job, you know, considering the circumstances, but he's a little slow off his line for me. You know, the balls like that he's got to get to, and the one where we thought it was a real questionable PK, definitely too slow off the line. Now it's getting a little chippy.
Hodgkins is going to swing it all the way across here for Langley. Langley's going to keep it in play. Isley's still down behind the play here for Pittsburgh. Ball played in near the top, and that one easily gathered in by the defense for Pittsburgh as they'll try to break out. Actually, that's not Isley that was down. Isley on the far side. Ball switched to this near side here for Kumalu. So we are in our 75th minute. Don't go anywhere. 3-2. We're going to take a break and hear from some of our sponsors.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
And Harrisburg will make a sub. Torre will come in, and Jason Hodgkins looks like he's starting to cramp up. I was wondering when it was going to start hitting some of these players, and just about that time. So the 77th minute, Jason Hodgkins, who's had a really good game, done a good job for the Islanders today, gets a rest as Torre comes on.
Number 11, Jason Hodgkins.
You see Jason, that bench probably feels real good right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you know, he's done his job tonight. He's got a goal and assist. You know, job well served.
Bodies falling all over the field, no call. Long ball down this near side for Torre. Torre's going to get there and keep it in for the Islanders. Torre off the bench, coming hard, and a nice defensive play there for Pittsburgh. And they're able to drive it out near midfield. Jeff Blows will settle it quickly ahead now for Seabrook. In for Noon now. Noon in the center for Schofield. They'll keep switching it all the way to the far side for Calvano. Langley to the far side now. Working it down in for Mbiji. Drives this one on goal, and that one gathered in by Gilstrap.
That's not a bad opportunity for Harrisburg. Brian would have done a lot better, I thought, if he would have just hooked it to the back post. Maybe didn't have the time. Low-driven ball's great, but no on-rusher. So, again, a ball hooked to the back post. Torre sitting right there waiting for it.
Calvano with it now on the far side. You just feel like at any minute there's going to be another goal. You know what I mean, Larry? It just feels like at any second either team can strike because they both had some great opportunities. Here's Langley on the far, or check that on the far side of the field for Harrisburg. That's Torre, and the ball is played all the way out near midfield, still in play by Calvano. Now back for Bixler. Jeff blows back for Bixler as Harrisburg keeps stretching the field and slowing the game down a little bit.
As well as they should at this point in time. Now they're down to the final 12 minutes. At this point, you don't want Pittsburgh to develop any rhythm. They don't want them to hold the ball at all. So at this point, you're reading the rhythm. You're seeing that Pittsburgh is just looking like they're pretty tired. Keep the ball. Change the point of attack.
Keep knocking it from the back, too.
Absolutely. Go back around. Work it back around again. Reset it. Restart it. No need to press forward. Keep it. They're doing an excellent job right now of just forcing them to chase. Establishing that rhythm. Go up the side. Bring it back out again. Turnover creates issues.
Here's Pittsburgh with it again as they start to try and break out of the back. Ball comes to this near side. Kumalu comes back to the outside now. Here's Kumalu with it once again. Not much movement up top right now for Pittsburgh. We just saw that burst there early on when they made those substitutions and Isley came in the game. Now Pittsburgh's starting to put a few passes together, starting to move the Islander defense. This ball driven through, and right there for the Islanders is Thayer, and Thayer will play it ahead. Here's Langley. Langley, I tell you what, he's come off the bench, Larry, and I've been impressed with his play here in tonight's contest.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. You know, he's a smaller player, very wiry, very quick. You know, he's been making some things happen. Obviously scoring a goal like he did, but, you know, he's been agile. He's been working hard. Looks like he's not quite match fit, though. He hasn't played a whole lot, so.
Here's Isley again trying to cut it in. Handball there, no call. Still has control of it. Plays it back for Kumalu. Center of the field now. Apia played it back, and that one shifted over by Schaefer now. Pittsburgh on the far side trying to strike from the left side of the field. Here's a great breakdown inside. Into the center of the field, still open, and now cleared out by Jeff Blows. Almost the opportunity right there that they needed, Larry.
I'll tell you, they're willing to knock. They are certainly willing to knock. They've been impressive in spurts, I will say that, especially down a man.
Long ball for Isley there, but that one too far, gathered in by Chase Harrison. So still 3-2 in our 81st minute of play. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here tonight on Invica Sports and for all of our viewers on USL Live as well. Harrison drives this one deep over the head of the defender, but Pittsburgh able to clear this one back out. TJ Noon getting ahead on that one. I should say JT Noon. Pittsburgh trying to get there and keep it in play. They do. It just feels like, even though the play is slow, it just seems like both teams are methodically looking for that one long ball in, and you just feel like something's going to happen here in these closing moments. Pittsburgh quickly throws the ball in there. Schaefer on the restart. Looked like it was a Harrisburg ball, but either way, it doesn't matter. Here's a run now for Pittsburgh. A little late on the play. Here's Isley with it again. Isley with some room. Isley dancing down inside, and that one nicely played away there by Jarrett Thayer, but out of play. Kumalu quickly plays that one in now for Schaefer. Schaefer drives this one down inside, and Harrison has to gather that one in.
That's an absolutely wasted ball by Pittsburgh. I mean, to think that if he couldn't have been shooting that ball, but to think that he was going to play that ball in and somebody run onto it at that pace, absolutely wasted ball. Just what Harrisburg needs. Harrisburg needs players to make those non-intelligent decisions, and that was one of them.
Schofield tries to settle that one. Here's Pittsburgh with it again. Played ahead by Thayer. Trying to settle it down on BG, and BG has Langley out to the far side. Langley going one-on-one now. Langley with the burst of speed down inside, tries to get a shot off. That one's going to be knocked out of play. We'll have a corner kick now for the Islanders. Nice burst of speed there from Langley.
Yeah, Langley's got pace, Chad. I remember, like I said, from the combine, and you know he had pace. I questioned his physique. I didn't know if he had the physique to play at this level, but so far he's held his own.
Good shot of Langley there, who's come off the bench in this game and has made an impact, scoring the second goal of the game in the 48th minute for the Islanders. Langley leaves it back for Mbiji, and Mbiji strikes this one near the far post. Calvano trying to get to it. Pittsburgh wins it, and they'll start to break out now. Gray sends it ahead, and that went too far for Isley. Isley doing a lot of running. He's starting to tire quickly here in the second half now, Larry.
Well, I mean, he's put a tremendous amount of work in. I mean, he came off the bench, Isley did, and just gave everything he had. He scored 2 quick goals for him. He's given them the little bit of life that they needed. And
Fans, post-game autographs will take place in the field following tonight's match. Please enter the field between sections 4 and 5.
And the sideline officials, both of them call it in favor of Pittsburgh, but the head official, Ian Bongard, changes that call, and it'll be a Harrisburg throw-in.
Young Brandon Smith is trying to control the crowd over here and control the coach. I apologize. He's doing an excellent job, as young as he is, keeping his coach back in his technical area.
Long ball down this near side here. Bixler trying to get a play on it. Oh, and that one goes off the foot.
Yeah, that's fatigue.
Of Isley, and he's just tiring out now
that's
here
fatigue.
late in the second half.
Yeah,
we're in our 85th minute now.
From live entertainment to trivia.
So while we got a quick break, well, let's hear from some more of our sponsors.
It's always hopping at O'Reilly's.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
So a great strike from Seabrook forced Gilstrap to knock that one up over the post. We'll have a corner kick now. They're going to do the short kick, and BG's going to play it back for Jeff Blows. Blows back for Noon. Noon's going to swing this to the far side. Really nothing there. He almost could have stepped in and let one go himself.
You know, to be fair, Chad, at this point, you're 86 minutes in. Bring the ball back out, reset it, force them back out, and then play a long diagonal over the top. But while they're still pressed in like that, you don't have to go to goal. Bring it back out. Take some more minutes off the clock. They're not putting you under that much pressure in the back. Certainly would have brought that ball back out again, or would have been encouraged to, I should say.
Nice run down that far side for Pittsburgh, and great job getting back by Langley to play that one up and out of play. Otherwise, Pittsburgh had a great run over there. So a throw in deep inside Pittsburgh, the Harrisburg zone. We're in our 87th minute. Harrisburg up 3-2. Isley sends it back. This one chipped down and along the top, flicked on, and that one just goes wide of the mark. So almost the equalizer right there for Pittsburgh. 3 minutes left in regulation here. We'll have to see how much stoppage time. There really wasn't much here in the second half, Larry.
Just your typical substitutions. I would think we're going to see no more than maybe 2 to 3 minutes at best.
Harrison taking his time here. Take as much time off that clock as they can. Ball played out here for Seabrook. Gets a flick on that one. Stepping in is Nunes. Loses it, though, to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh on the strike here, and that one gathered in. Good battle at midfield there, and BG wins that one. Plays it to the outside for Langley again. Langley holds up. And we'll slow it down. Smart play, just hold it, move the ball around, try and kill off this last 2.5 of regulation.
Yeah, this is the right decision. Just start stroking around now. You got your 4v2 in the back. Keep moving it, change the point of attack, bring it back around. That's a tough ball. That's a tough ball for any forward when you're getting pressure that hard to flip a ball in like that.
Here's Mbiji, I should say, rather. Had Torre open. Now Torre with it. Torre gets a shot. What a goal!
And it's a goal for the City Islanders!
Torre just absolutely ripped that one.
That was an absolute bomb. The keeper barely got his hands even off his waist. It's safe to say at this point now Pittsburgh does have that fork in their back.
We'll take a look at it. The 89th minute, Torre just absolutely unleashes that one top right-hand corner. You can see Hunter Gilstrap didn't even have a chance to move on it, just watched it go by. So 4-2 here in our 89th minute. So he hits a frozen rope to that top corner.
Yes, he did. And
Harrisburg will bring in Basso.
Many of you will look at Torre and think he's so thin a build, and where's that power coming from? And it's not the thickness of the legs where the power comes. It's the foot speed hitting the ball.
So Tuttle's coming in the game. He's wearing Basso's jersey, but this is Tuttle.
Tuttle for Mbiji in the 90th minute.
Comes in for Mbiji in the 90th minute, so he's one of the substitutions that is filling that 14-man roster that's mandatory here for any of the games in the USLPro. So Harrisburg is going to come out with a big win here tonight. They're going to move their record to 2-3-2, start to march their way up the ladder here. They'll be home again this weekend. On Saturday night, Charleston will be in town. Seabrook around this near side. Ball driven down here. Isley's going to run onto it. Bixler's going to get there, and Bixler will play this one up and out of play. That one skips up and out of the stadium. Tommy Gray will take the throw.
You know, if I'm Coach Justin Evans, I'm very impressed with the work that Isley's done off the bench, and I'm looking to get him more minutes the next game because he has impacted this game.
Got another head on one there as well.
Absolutely, with not only just his pace, his ability to change the game, his work rate has been high, finished 2 good goals.
3 minutes of stoppage time is what's been put up on the board here to finish this contest. Ball set up over the head of Tuttle now, and that one's going to be headed back for Gilstrap. Pittsburgh seeing if they can pull out a miracle here late. Long ball driven to that far side. Isley trying to run onto it. Can he get there to keep it in? Nope. We'll have a goal kick here. 2 minutes left of stoppage time here in tonight's contest. Hope you enjoyed it here on Invica Sports. Big thank you going out to ABC 27 and their Weather Channel for broadcasting the games all season long here from the Skyline Sports Complex, and hope you're enjoying all the action tonight on USL Live as well. Don't forget, if you want to get tickets to Saturday night's game, you could do so by going to www.cityislanders.com, or you can call 717-441-GOAL. Come on out, support your Harrisburg City Islanders, and enjoy this great USLPro product that we have here in central Pennsylvania. Bring out the kids, get the team together. It's a great product. I assure you, you will enjoy your time here on the island.
You know, Chad, we saw this Sonny Torre play early on in the year, and, you know, granted he wasn't match fit. They were waiting on his work visa to get taken care of, and he's been very impressive tonight. You know, his pace, his energy, the way he's been running to people. Obviously, it was one of the nicest goals we've seen yet this year. Obviously, well struck with power and accuracy. I've been very impressed with his play tonight. He's done an excellent job, and, again, also playing that well is also looking for more minutes from Coach Betcher.
Far side, we're down to about 30 seconds left in the allotted stoppage time. Islanders will just try to play this one ahead and don't give up anything late here. Nice run in there. Here comes Pittsburgh down this near side of the field. Long ball switched over there by Deaton for Pittsburgh. Top of the box now. Trying to settle that one down was Kumalu. Nothing there. Here's Seabrook. Seabrook's just going to send it for Tuttle down that right side. Tuttle trying to get there, and he will. Here's Tuttle with it now. Tuttle takes it to the corner, is just going to try and kill down the clock. Good smart play over there by Tuttle coming off the bench.
This is their backup goalie,
This is backup goalie wearing Basso's jersey to come in the game. So far side of the field did a good job there of killing some time. And that's the final whistle. So Harrisburg comes out with a 4-2 victory. A big victory here tonight for them. They needed it. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and show you some of the highlights, and then we'll wrap things up from the Skyline Sports Complex when we return.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of TechQuest Pennsylvania. We started TechQuest Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
And welcome back to the Skyline Sports Complex. The City Islanders take home the victory 4-2 over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We'll take a look at all the action here that took place from the Island tonight. And there you go, the first goal of the game out to this near side for Angulu. Off the handball, gets the red card. Pittsburgh goes down. Angulu comes in, drives it in. That in the 6th minute of the game to make it 1-0 for Harrisburg. And then in the second goal of the game here, Angulu again down inside, drives this one off the post, rather. Some of the highlights, Angulu hard work in there, able to keep this one in play, chips this one all the way to the near side, and Abiji just could not get a handle on that one. Ball comes back. Harrisburg trying to work it inside, chip down in, and Pittsburgh able to clear it out. A good opportunity there. Another ball here for Jeff Blows. Jeff Blows gets a nice blast and a great save by Gilstrap to keep it at 1-0 there in the first half. Here's Langley, sends it down inside for Angulu. So some good opportunities there. And then this ball all the way across by Jason Hodgkins. Langley settles it, cuts it back, and able to squeak this one through. Made it 2-0 at that point in the 48th minute. And then another goal chipped down inside and headed on by Jason Hodgkins. Made it 3-1 at that point, and a fluke goal, and then there's the frozen rope one. Just an absolute hammered ball down in there for the Islanders, and that was the 4-2 goal scoring that you saw here tonight from the Island. Coming up, you can get tickets to some upcoming games here from Harrisburg. Tuesday, May 31st, actually, that's tonight. Saturday, June 4th, Charleston Battery will be in town at 7 o'clock, and then Wednesday, June 8th, Dayton Dutch Lions will be in town. That'll be a live broadcast here. Greg Mace will be on calling the game with Larry Julius for that one. For tickets, go to 717-441-GOAL or www.cityislanders.com. Any closing comments, Larry, on tonight's game?
Chad, a game we expected to be a very good physical battle back and forth. Unfortunately, was wounded by the red card by against Pittsburgh. But, Harrisburg held on to get their result. I admire the work that Pittsburgh did to come back to a 3-2 result. They just did not have enough in the tank to even that game out.
So Harrisburg takes it home. That moves their record to 2-3-1, or 2-3-2 overall, I should say. And Pittsburgh drops to 2-4-4. We hope you enjoyed our contest here tonight on Invica Sports from the Skyline Sports Complex. For Larry Julius, I'm Chad Edwards, and for our entire crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you Saturday night.